Hello and welcome to episode 7 of the Nethergreen Podcast. I am one of your hosts. I am the best one. My name is Bradley.
That is not.
I'm sorry.
true.
I had to speak that fact. I did a what's it called? A survey. I interviewed 100 people and I didn't even tell them it was me. I just played our voices and they all said that I was the greatest and funniest and best looking. So.
But that was because you were the only person there.
No, I wasn't. I was there with a group of 50 different people who were all backing me up. None of them were you, but I have other
Exactly,
fans.
they're all backing you up. I wasn't there. How is that fair?
Well, because, I mean, your family were there, so maybe you should talk to them, you know. They were on my side. They were like, yeah, this one's the best and the greatest and the funniest. But anyway, the lesser host here is this one, is this guy.
And the greater host
Do you have a name?
is me, Hector.
Oh, I'm going to have to bleep that. I've told you can't trust the internet.
It's me, the other host, Hector.
No, I'm going to bleep that too. I'm just going to bleep your full name.
Just for this episode alone. Yeah.
So how are you today, Hector? How's your day been?
I'm good. I've done my usual shenanigans of some coding, some graphic design, some general mathsy fun stuff. What about you?
That's great. I'm all good. Yeah. I'm a bit scared because we're recording from home again, and anything apparently could go wrong. Anything
could go
wrong. But hopefully
wrong.
it won't. You know, there is one thing that's going wrong.
And
so, do you remember our Iron Man commentary track?
I do.
Well, I have been trying and failing ever since we did that to export the YouTube video version of it, because every time I've tried to, my computer has crashed. I guess it's just too big. I guess that's never getting a YouTube version. Which is especially annoying because at the very beginning, I say go to the YouTube version so you can see the time code. But it doesn't exist. There is no YouTube version because my computer's it's not good enough. So sorry, fans.
Well, you know, maybe you can send it over to me and I'll pump it out.
Yeah, I'll try to. Every other one's good, but I mean, I don't know. This is the longest one, obviously, but I don't know what it is. It doesn't enjoy it. You know,
it's strange. It's mysterious. Maybe, yeah. Who knows? It could be anything.
It could be anything. It could be God himself, herself, itself wanting me not to upload it. She didn't enjoy it. Yeah. So, has anything been happening in the news today, Hector? Or this week?
Oh, well, yes, actually, there have been a couple of things. We've had more drama over that OnlyFans thing. I think everyone's all clued up on that recently. But OnlyFans has essentially scrapped their plans to ban sexually explicit material. They've said no, you know, but they're doing a U-turn. Yeah. They're taking a full U-turn.
Which, fair on them, is what I'm going to say. I mean, because they mentioned in an article, which is what I sent to you, that, you know, because it originally was about MasterCard and the fact that they wouldn't be able to get, banks that were changing their policies on board. But hey, if they've figured that out and they've a direct quote from the company is that they've secured assurances, you know, necessary, like, you know, they're definitely going to be getting their money in. I say go for it, you know, why not?
Yeah. But apparently, they managed to secure assurances that, you know, they'd be able to get payment.
Yeah, that is what I just said. You're right. I just said that.
Yeah, that's why I just said it better.
You do say it better. See, that's what happens when we record from home. You know, sometimes you just don't hear each other.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
But honestly, you know what? They got a lot of backlash, mostly from creators, obviously, but I don't blame them for getting a bit worried. The porn creators. Yes.
Did you know they pay over 1 million creators $300 million a month, every month, $300 million a month?
Well, yeah, but the only reason they can afford it is because of how many followers those creators have, you know.
Yeah, that is a lot of money.
That is. Do you know how much, like, percentage-wise they take from the creators, though? Is it like, do they take like 10%? How do you not know?
I would imagine
you've got an OnlyFans. How do you not know?
Oh my god!
You've been selling feet pics for 2 years.
Something like 12. It'd be something like 12%. Yeah.
Then they must still
That's
make
usually what,
they must
like,
still make a
most-
good amount of money from their creators then.
Yeah. Yeah. No, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I don't know, because we did talk about it last week, and I don't know, we got into... It wasn't heated between us, but like the topic got heated because we were talking about how, you know, there are very much negatives to OnlyFans. But in a way, like, because that's the thing, it's not OnlyFans, it's people. That's why it doesn't bother me that they've changed their decision, because if OnlyFans did shut down, these people would just move on to a different site. You know, there'd be a second OnlyFans. So yeah, might as well just keep the first one up and running. Who cares?
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. It's true. It wouldn't really have changed anything. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Everything would have remained the same. Yeah. Which, you know, is either good or bad.
It's bad.
Who knows? It is bad. I agree, but you know, that's just an opinion.
That's just a theory.
Game opinion. But there has been, you know, arguably more serious stuff happening in the world other than OnlyFans banning porn.
I disagree. I think it's the most
like,
serious topic.
I don't know.
Can you name a single one that's more
you know,
serious?
I can. The Taliban have captured more than 100 military helicopters.
You didn't say you'd be mentioning them specifically. I feel embarrassed now that I claimed that was more.
They've captured 100 military helicopters. Now, how does that make you feel?
All right, I read the like just today, or like yesterday maybe. Biden very much reiterated the fact that we're taking the troops out. This isn't our business. Like, why? Why are you doing this, man? Just fucking sort it out. You guys are the best capable to sort it out. Just sort it out, you know?
Yeah. And now they've captured 100 military aircrafts. You know, these aren't just like dodgy, like, you know, fucking beaten up cheap helicopters that they had before. These aren't just commercial airlines that they managed to hijack. These are now military helicopters with missiles and bombs, you know, that they could just fly over with a little fleet of helicopters and just fuck everyone up, you know.
I mean, are they helicopters or jets specifically?
No, they're military helicopters.
Can military helicopters still go that far on helicopters, like for long distances? Not the best option.
No, they can go long distances.
Oh, okay. Well, that's bad news.
Like
that's terrible.
That's very bad news. Yeah, it's very bad news. Yeah, I mean, it's probably more bad news for us than it is America, because I don't think you'd be able to fly to America by helicopter. I'm not sure if that's possible, but they'd definitely be able to get over here to the UK.
What portion of the UK, what portion of the country is closest to them?
Us.
Us? Oh no! That is not how I prepared to hear that news. Really? Oh, that's bad. Well, not us, but like our direction. So there are people still further away than us.
Yeah, no, there are people that would be closer, but it is, you know, our part of the country.
Jesus, that's bad.
Yeah, yeah. No,
how many countries would they have to pass through? Hopefully, they'd be like noticed.
From Afghanistan, they'd have to pass through quite a lot of countries. To be fair,
I feel like they've been especially. Do we know? Is there like photo evidence of what helicopters were taken?
Yes, actually, I'll send you one.
Then that's.
This was.
I don't know. I don't need to see it. I don't care. I just mean like that's good because it means that if you know it'd mean that they could easily get noticed. You know, people know what to look out for. You know.
I mean that. Yeah. I mean, it just depends where they launch them from. If they do them over the ocean, then you know.
I can't swim.
No, helicopters can't swim, you're right.
No, I can't swim. I was just letting you know that key bit of information.
Thank you. I'll bear it in mind when we're having to flee from the Taliban.
Yeah, no, just like, you know, just keep it in the ocean is what I say, you know, because I don't want to go in there, you know, I'll be fine. Just keep that away from the land. So last week we did talk about it, and fucking people like the Taliban, they are legit like the worst of humanity, you know, like extremists who are doing horrible things for a belief, something that has no fundamental proof, and because they think their belief is stronger than other people's beliefs, even though they're all equally as... I was about to say equally as valid. What I want to say is equally as stupid.
I mean, these aren't nice people at all. Apparently there's still 2,000 like UK citizens that are stuck in Kabul, and they say if we cannot get out, we risk being hunted down and killed by the Taliban. That's terrible. That's how fucked these people are.
I mean, are there still American troops trapped there too? Would they also? I mean, would they be able to?
I don't know.
Get a lift with them.
Get a lift.
Which sounds casual, but I mean, you know.
I don't know. But yeah, 2,000 people is a lot of people. You know, to still be stuck there. Yeah.
That's too. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, that's you know, there's a lot of stuff that is probably not good, definitely not good happening in the world, but there's also been a lot of good news that's come into the world recently, more specifically into the movie world.
Oh no, we'll get into that. I want to save that for last if we can. Yeah, for a specific reason. But until then, though, there are some things we can talk about. We've got the new What If. But before that, actually, I wanted to quickly talk about something I saw today. It's a YouTube video, right, that some guy did. And it got me thinking that this could be a fun little question. Because this guy is a games designer. And using the Unreal Engine, the latest one, I think it's number 5?
I think so.
Is the latest one 5? Yeah. Using Unreal Engine 5, he remade The Simpsons Hit and Run. Did you ever used to play The Simpsons Hit and Run? It's essentially GTA Simpsons. It's incredible. And it was on PS2, and it's never had an update or a remaster. And he completely remade it. And even the original game designer of the original game left a comment being like, you know, fantastic job. Dude, he gave it ray tracing. You know, he updated all of the graphics to, like, fucking, you know, HD. Like,
it's like Minecraft.
He remade every element. It was great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's beautiful now. And that got me thinking, what classic games would you know, you wouldn't have to do it yourself, but what's the game you'd most love to get, like, a good update, you know, brilliant remaster?
You have to repeat that question.
What's a game where you'd want to, you know, give it a remaster?
You'd want to give it, you know... I'd probably do a game called
bring it back
Evolve
to life.
2. Evolve Stage 2.
Evolve.
That was a game with a lot of promise, and you know, me and Luke played a lot of that game back in the day. It was really good, and the basis of it was like one player would be a giant monster, and the other 4 players would be like hunters trying to kill the monster.
Wait, are you talking about just like trying it again?
No, I'm not trying it again. I mean like remastering it, redoing it, remaking it.
No, that's not what I mean. Well, it kind of is, but when I say remake, I mean like it's the same game as before, but it looks in a
better.
new
You
engine.
mean?
It like looks better, and it
looks
better
case,
and it's smoother.
That's
a remaster.
Obvious, Bradley. How is it not obvious to you what the answer is? That could be.
It's not obvious to me. I mean, I've got my answers.
And that is, they need to make realistic Minecraft. They need to make Minecraft so realistic.
It exists. Shader packs can do that sort of shit.
So realistic that you can't even distinguish it from real life. You know, it needs to be Minecraft but with realistic textures, not like blocks. You know, they need to evolve it from being blocks into being just material, just like the real world. So then you put on a VR headset and you never need to take it off again. This is your new life.
That would be interesting. Yeah, I must admit. They haven't done that. I can't believe it. See, my answer is actually kind of... I don't know, it's kind of a cop-out because a remaster of it already exists. But the Arkham City remaster, that entire little remaster set of Arkham Asylum and Arkham City was called Return to Arkham. And technically, it's exactly what it says on the tick. It updates the graphics. However, I would have liked a full remaster that would have brought it to the same engine, and the same mechanics as Arkham Knight, which has the best fighting. And I would have loved to have seen that fighting style and the smoothness of it implemented into the past games. Because the first game, while it now looks really good, still plays like it did 10 years ago, and now that's rather outdated, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. That's the thing, doing something like that, you might as well just completely remake the entire game.
Yeah, it would have been amazing to be able to play that. And plus, if they had done that, they would have been able to, because both those games are capped, even on PS4s, and like, if you play it on PS5, they're both capped at 30 FPS. If they had like properly remastered it, you could have got 60, I feel. Yeah. And one of the weirdest remakes is fucking... Alright, so the Spider-Man PS4 game, it came out in 2018. But then, when the PS5 came out, they remastered it already to give it ray tracing, and they changed the face of Peter Parker and all that stuff. That was like 3 years later. That might be the quickest remaster of a game I've ever seen, ever, come out. I cannot think of a quicker one. 3 years! Are the graphics really that outdated already? Like, Jesus.
Fucking, what is it? Fucking, a new game that came out with Keanu Reeves, Cyberpunk. To be honest, that needs a remaster. They need to redo a lot of stuff in there. There's so many bugs and glitches and shit. I don't know if they have, to be fair.
Yeah, I heard that.
I remember when it first came out, it was just like awful. I don't understand how. They've been working on it for so long.
Wasn't it like literally unplayable on like, not the newest consoles, like PS4s and Xbox Ones? It was just...
So they just like buffed the graphics up.
No, I'm glad I was never into it.
Essentially, if you weren't playing on like a $2,500 PC, then the game was just going to be shit.
Yeah, that sucks.
Which is a bit retarded. Like they could have spent way more time, focusing on optimizing. I don't understand how the game could have so many issues when they've been developing it for like so fucking long, for like years.
Yeah, it was like 8 years.
For such a long time. Like they've spent more time making that game than they have making Avatar 2. And they've been making Avatar 2 seemingly since the day I was born.
I don't think that's true. Are you sure that's true? Are you sure that's true? That fact that you just said that they've been making.
Oh no!
I
said it feels like I was joking because obviously there's nothing on this earth that anyone has been working on for longer than Avatar 2. Avatar 2 has been like.
I was gonna say because that's been going since like 2008.
It feels like they've been working on Avatar 2 since like the day my grandmother was born.
since the time they've been working on Avatar 2, the entire MCU has happened. Like, I honestly, if they think for a second, if it's even popped into their head, the mere thought that could make as much money as the first one, they are fucking high. They are on
I think the reason why it's taking so long is because someone high up has realised that.
No, the reason it's taking so long is because James Cameron decided to shoot fucking 3 movies in back-to-back. There's like 3 sequels that have been shot. Yeah, and they're going to come out within, like, a year from each other, all of them.
Like, actually filming them?
Yes! Dude, 2 and 3 were finished a while ago.
So all of this is just CGI?
Yeah.
Wow. So even if they were pure garbage, there's nothing they could do about it at this point, unless they wanted to reshoot it.
Yeah, exactly. And there's also sequels planned after that, but they haven't been shot yet, just in case it is completely fucked. But honestly, like... There is no way in hell. Here's the thing, guys who made Avatar. No one gives a shit about Avatar anymore.
The reason why Avatar was so big back in the day is because the graphics were insane. Like, the visual effects were insane compared to everything else coming out in the day. Now, I don't think it's actually possible to make something where the visual effects are so insane. Everyone's like, wow, the visual effects are so insane. Because... all the visual effects for every movie now are insane. Like, you can't...
Yeah, like, look at the Lion King remake. That was beautiful, but it was still a shit movie. It
was a shit movie, but it had like the most insane graphics ever. It's not possible to get better.
Yeah,
if you were to make the graphics better than those, like, it would just have to basically be exactly the same as real life. But then at that point, you probably wouldn't even notice the difference. So, no, it's just not going to do the same.
So, exactly. The one thing that movie had going for it doesn't anymore. No way. Honestly, like, that movie made 2.7 billion. I'm not undermining that. But I would be incredibly shocked if this movie grossed even
They only
over
have
$1 billion.
one chance at hope, and that is that all of the people that did watch Avatar back in the day, you know, that maybe now they'll like have kids, because it was ages ago, to be honest. I feel like a lot of the people that watched Avatar back in the day probably have kids by now. That's how fucking old it is. And, you know, maybe they'll take their kids down to Avatar because they'll be like, hey, I remember when that came out, and then they all go down and watch it. I think that...
Do you mean when they were kids?
Hmm?
You mean like they were kids who
when
watched
they
it
were
and now
younger,
they've had kids?
you know, when they, maybe not when they were kids. When did Avatar come out? 2008.
2008.
So it's been 10, 14. It's been
like
13 years. Yeah.
12. 13.
Yeah, that is quite a long time. So I mean, a lot of people my age. Oh, yeah, wow, yeah. Actually, you could be like 27, and you still would have watched Avatar like when you were like 13, 14. And a lot of 27-year-olds have kids.
Oh yeah, which I forgot that you very much do consider
Yeah, no,
that
I do. Like, you know, 13, 14 years old, you know, that's, you know, basically a child. Pathetic, you know, year 7.
No, don't get me wrong, I agree with you. I mean, yeah, they're a child, but like, when I refer to them, I refer to them as teenagers. I don't refer to them as kids.
But, you know, all that group of people, they're going to have their own kids by now. So maybe they're going to go and watch it, you know, that'll be what brings loads of attraction to the movie.
Yeah, but nowhere near as much. Especially if there is a Marvel movie coming out at the same time.
Is there?
Like, no. Who's going to be like, oh no, let's not go see the latest Marvel movie. Let's go see Avatar 2. I'd actually cringe if I heard someone say that unironically, like, in public.
Okay. Well, hopefully they're not going to release it. Oh my god. Maybe that's why they haven't released it. Maybe they have it ready, but they're just waiting to release it at a time when nothing else is being released because they don't want it to flop.
They should have done it in 2020 then. That was the first year since 2000 fucking... What year? 2009 since there was no Marvel movies. Like, I should have released it last year. And it still wouldn't have made any money, but it's not going to anyway. At least I could have blamed the pandemic.
Oh, man.
I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe you should save this episode. Like, save what I've just said, and maybe it'll gross even more than the first one.
Maybe it'll be the highest grossing.
You know, it'll be the first movie to gross $4 billion. You know.
And how will they do it? No one knows.
Dude, if that movie was to gross more than the first one, after everything I've just said, I think my only theory would be that James Cameron sold his soul to the devil.
The devil being China. I think that's the only way they could possibly do it if they managed to sell out in China.
I suppose, yeah, I guess. But they don't really like sci-fi China, do they?
Yeah.
Do they? I don't know. I don't know that much about China. I've never been.
Never been to China. Probably never should.
I've
Not
never
anytime
been.
soon, at least.
Wow, that's offensive, actually.
I mean, they have concentration camps,
I'm going to call you out
You
now.
know, they have concentration camps for everything these
Yeah, but
days.
so did Germany once.
Yeah, but
and
would you go to Germany in the middle of World War II?
I mean, if I was around, I might have had no choice.
I guess, yeah, technically. Yeah, me and you would both be, you know, off to war.
Mm.
And now, in today's age, we've got people that age, you know, with pretending to be furries or, you know, transgender, gender fluid, you know. Well, what has happened?
Alright, let's move away. Let's move away from that. Let's not get political. You know, this isn't a political podcast. This is a fun one. And with that in mind, we do have the new What If
yes,
episode,
which was a lot of
episode
fun.
3. But yeah, this episode's called What If the World Lost Its Mightiest Heroes, which is the first one out of the 3 that I've been completely fine with. I actually, you know, because the last one, What If T'Challa became a Star-Lord, is disgusting, in my opinion. I hate that title. And the other one was fine, but this, good title.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. And the plot of this one is set in Fury's Big Week, which is the storyline of Iron Man 2, The Incredible Hulk, and Thor.
Yep.
You seen all those ones?
Of course.
That's good. That's good.
Very
Amazing,
good, yeah.
actually. Hector, we both watched this episode earlier, so can you do me a quick favour? Can you tell me what this episode's about? Because I've actually forgotten.
So you're gonna need to cut a little bit while I have some thinking time.
Alright, so it starts off with Nick Fury, Black Widow, and Tony Stark in that restaurant.
Oh right, okay, yeah, I got it.
It's the scene from Iron Man 2.
Yeah, so it starts off with Tony Stark sitting in the donuts, and then Nick Fury pulls out and he's like, "Hey, get out of the donut!" And he comes down from the donut, and they have a little chat in the shop, in the garage, whatever it is, and then what is it? Black Widow comes in, puts the serum in to to make him better, but instead
to cure him, yeah, to make him feel a little bit better and happy. It's a happy potion.
She comes in and gives him the serum, and he dies. He just dies. He just collapses to the floor and dies. Yeah,
he just flat out dies,
just like that.
And she's blamed. She's blamed for the murder, and she's been framed for it. And at the same time, because that's Iron Man 2, at the same time, we get the Incredible Hulk. Sorry, no, that comes later. We get Thor, even. So, what happens? What happens with Thor?
Thor just because it's when he's weak, he doesn't have his powers. They've got his hammer. He breaks into the place. He goes to pick up the hammer, and Hawkeye's got his sights on him. He's got his arrow posed and ready to go, and what's his name? Nick Fury's like, "Don't shoot him. I want to see what happens." And then he goes to reach it, and Hawkeye just shoots him and kills him. Just shoots him in the chest. He dies.
Yeah, just. And Hawkeye's shocked because he's like, I'm Hawkeye. I'm the greatest archer. I never miss.
How did I accidentally slip and shoot this guy?
I'm the Hawkeye. Is what he screamed at the top of his lungs.
He was so furious. He was devastated.
He was.
He made Nick Fury
truly
look calm.
Was.
That's how furious he was.
Yeah, and this was the first time in one of the Marvel films that we heard someone say "motherfucker," and it wasn't even Nick. It was Hawkeye.
And then
continue. Do you remember after that?
Oh yeah, and then fucking Hawkeye gets arrested basically because he just shot Thor, he disobeyed orders, and he gets taken to his cell.
Where he again screams, "I'm Hawkeye!"
And he gets locked into his cell, and then they open the cell to talk to him, and he's just dead. He's dead. No one has any idea how or why. And at this point, I'm like, what the fuck? Well, what is happening? Okay, come on.
He's the third of the original six to be dead now.
And so he's dead, and everyone's like, whoa, how did he die? And then we cut to Black Widow meeting up with the scientist that's in love with Hulk.
So that is Betty Ross, who is a character who hasn't appeared since 2008 in the Incredible Hulk. And honestly, they fucking should. She was a great character. It's Liv Tyler. Do you know that actress? She's a good actress. And yeah, they should totally bring her back. Her father is the guy who was in... He was in... yeah, he's a military guy. He was in fucking Civil War, Infinity War, and Black Widow. He was the guy with the moustache in Black Widow. Yeah, and he's come back, so fucking bring her back, Marvel, is what I say.
Well...
I mean, technically they did just then, but this doesn't count.
I don't know what he's saying this for. We literally just saw her on screen. She's back. She's back. That was it.
Well, no, she talked. She was like, I don't want to help you. And Black Widow was like, please? And she was like, okay. And then she helps her figure out that, the potion that they gave to Tony Stark was fine.
There was no she basically said there was no biological substance that killed Tony Stark. It must have been something else. And then Black Widow's like, so nanotech? And she's like, I think we're done here. And she just leaves. And then she's like, what the fuck happens next? And somehow fucking Hulk pops out and he's like, whoa, it's me. And then
I'm the Hulk.
They go for a walk because she says, we're being hunted down. People are killing everyone. And then
now here's a quick fun fact about that, because at the time of watching it, I thought it looked like Edward Norton because they recast the Hulk in between his film and the Avengers. He's voiced by Mark Ruffalo, the current Hulk, but I thought it looked like Edward Norton's. But no, it turns out I'm wrong. It's like what Mark Ruffalo would have looked like at the time. Because they give him a very similar haircut, which is why I thought it was Edward Norton. But no, it turns out they're kind of retconning it, and they put Mark Ruffalo in the Incredible Hulk.
I see.
Which I thought was,
cool.
That's cool. I get it.
Yeah, he's good as the Hulk. And then
yes, Edward Norton was a fun choice though. And we'll do a commentary track to it one day. Yeah. We'll be able to talk about it. But Edward Norton is a fantastic actor. And do you know why he got fired? Well, essentially creative differences, because he's a hands-on actor. He likes to really get in, in control of his project, And he has a tendency with his films, especially the film. Have you seen American History X?
No.
It's a good film where he plays a former neo-Nazi who's trying to, guide his brother towards a better future and not going down the same path as him. It's a really good film, proper heavy drama. It's an 18, it's brutal. And he basically he was in the editing room the entire time, and he had a big influence in it. He basically helped edit the film. He tried to do that on The Incredible Hulk, and Marvel shut that shit down. Marvel were like, no, you are an actor, you have done your job, leave this to us. And he was like, I don't like that. I want to help make the movie properly. And when he realised that, that one, they weren't stepping down, and two, they were not if this was a long-term thing, they were not going to change their mind anytime soon, He was like, nah, I don't want to work with this big studio,
And that's fair.
But that's why, so technically it wasn't really firing, it was more like he left because of creative differences.
That's interesting. But also that's fair, he had a way of working, and that was a big studio, so it just wasn't going to work that way.
Yeah. Yeah, and some filmmakers are like that, like Edgar Wright, for example, he wanted it to be more of an Edgar Wright film than a Marvel film, but obviously Marvel didn't want that, Yeah. But yeah, and so she meets up with them, and they go off to follow the plot of Incredible Hulk, because that little bridge that they end up in, Black Widow and Hulk, that's in The Incredible Hulk. That's really, possibly apart from the final fight, the second best, scene in The Incredible Hulk, when he's beating up that tank and those soldiers, So at the same time, because she gets a phone call from Nick Fury, what's he doing, Hector?
He is, wait, what is he doing?
He and Agent Coulson are dealing with a Loki.
Oh yes, that was it. Yeah, Loki had come along because they were like, "Oh, you killed Thor, you killed my brother, and now we're going to reap vengeance." Then he blasts his ice.
Because this was at the same time as the fourth film, and the idea of the plot of the fourth film is he's trying to take over the throne, and with Thor gone, clearly he succeeded, and Asgard is under his command, and he's like, I wanna destroy your planet. Your planet is dead now. And Nick is like, hey man, we don't like whoever killed your brother too. Let's work together. Which is fair. They get a call from Romanoff, from, Natasha, Black Widow. Rest in peace, Black Widow, Because of ScarJo suing Disney, she will never be seen again in live action.
No.
Never. So yeah, rest in peace, Black Widow. And she's also not in this. She's played by Lake Bell in this, Yeah, it's a real shame. We talked about it in one of the podcasts that we lost about ScarJo suing Disney.
Yeah.
But yeah, and honestly, I'm all for it. She deserves her money. They made an agreement. They should stick to it.
Yeah. No, that's true.
But yeah, during the call's kind of pointless actually, because Nick's just like, deal with it yourself. and hangs up, and fucking Bruce Banner, before he gets a chance to Hulk out, he gets shot suddenly, and that's when he hulks out.
And all of the soldiers down below are like, who fired? Who fired? And they're like, maybe none of us fired. No one here fired. And then you think, oh, it must have been that guy again who's trying to kill them all. And then he hulks out and he starts beating up all the tanks and stuff. And, Natasha Romanoff dives out of the window because he's, going Hulk mode. And the doctor person's like, no, don't, my father would never do this. What is happening? And then the Hulk explodes. He just explodes.
I'm afraid you're not describing it properly. He blows up like a balloon. He inflates.
Yeah.
And then he pops. I said it to you when we talked, because I know a fair amount from the comics and shit. I have never heard of anything being able to pop the Hulk. So I was like, what the fuck was that? Very much not expecting it. But now Black Widow's alone. She's in danger, and she's trying to figure out who the fuck did this.
She's doing research on the computer, checking databases and stuff like that.
Yeah, and she figures something out because she's on the computer. She turns around and she sees whoever it is, and whoever it is beats the complete and everlasting shit out of her, presumably
while
killing
invisible.
her. Yeah, seemingly while invisible. Now at this point, I was trying to wrap my head and think. When the twist came around, it became kind of obvious, but I was like, what invisible characters are there in the MCU? Or in the Marvel Universe in general that would want to fuck their shit up? And the only invisible character I could think of was one of the Fantastic Four, and I guessed it wasn't them. So yeah, I was pretty stumped.
Yep.
But she
And
gets
then
beaten the
before
shit
she
out.
dies, she shouts, because she phoned up Nick Fury just before the guy started beating her up, and the phone was on, and she shouts, it's hope. What was it? She says it's hope.
It's hope. It's about hope. Which I'm going to be honest, I feel really dumb that I didn't get that. Because like, don't get me wrong, Hope the character popped up in my head, but for some reason, like, I dismissed it. I was like, no, they must actually mean like the idea of hope. I fell right into their trap, Hector. I feel foolish.
You did. You fell into
because
trap.
that's exactly what they wanted me to think, and I convinced myself. I was like, yeah, that must be it. I should have just trusted my fucking gut,
You fell into the trap.
I fell into their trap. So at this point, fucking Nick goes to, he figures it out probably. He goes to his car. He gets Captain Marvel's pager, and then he goes and meets fucking Loki. And we cut to a fucking graveyard where he's standing over Hope's grave, which is at that point I was like, I see. I should have trusted my gut.
No, Loki wasn't standing over Hope's grave. It was Nick Fury.
Yeah, Nick Fury.
Yeah.
That's what I meant. And and suddenly, who comes out but Hankulus Pym? I don't know, is Hank short for something? Or is it just Hank?
I have no idea.
It probably isn't. It's just Hank. Yeah, it's Hank though. It's Hank. And he's actually voiced by Michael Douglas, which I'm surprised at, because Michael Douglas is like a well-renowned actor, and I don't know if he's ever done an animated role. So good for them. And and it turns out that he's the villain, and all these murders were by him because he's not Ant-Man in this universe, he's Yellow Jacket. Which makes sense in the comics, because Yellow Jacket, who is the enemy of Ant-Man, but it was originally, just another one of Ant-Man's, superhero egos, essentially. But it turns out that, the change in this universe, it wasn't Tony dying, it was the fact that Hank's daughter Hope was, like, murdered on a mission years ago, we never even see it. But Pym tries to kill Fury. Fury turns out to be a fucking badass, he's like a Jedi, he's like when he was in Star Wars, he's like doing flips and like doing jumps and stuff, and then suddenly he turns into like 1,000 Furies, and Hank's just like, what the fuck is going on here? And all the Furies start to laugh at him, they all point and laugh at him. They don't point, but I've always loved the imagery of a crowd like pointing and laughing at something. So they all point and laugh at him, and then they all turn into Lokis, and you figure out that And then the real Fury comes out and is like, "You son of a bitch,
You
Hank.
son of a bitch.
You son of a bitch." So Loki's then like, "Hey man, I actually, Hank's taken to fucking custody. I think he's taken by the Asgardians and not the humans because he did kill Thor."
Mm.
And and I think Loki at that point to Fury is just like, "Hey man, I'm gonna stay on Earth, And Fury's like, "For how long?" Then we cut to the United Nations, where Loki announces that he has successfully taken control of Earth's military, and, he is the new ruler of Earth.
Oh my god.
Which, because here's the thing, I thought the episode, because I knew Loki was in this one, and I knew it kind of was going to have that sort of ending. I thought the concept was, like, what if he beat the Avengers in the Avengers? But it turns out that no, it's what if the Avengers never formed in the first place, because they were being fucking murdered. And and then that episode has a cliffhanger, which all of these...
Yeah.
Huh?
And then Loki takes over, and so that's the Earth. That's the Earth now. It's just...
Yeah, he owns the Earth. And then the stinger for this one, because... And I don't know if you've noticed this, but all 3 of these episodes have ended in cliffhangers. The first one is Captain Carter goes to the future. The second one is Peter's dad, Ego, coming to Earth and recruiting him. And in this one, it's that Fury finds fucking Steve frozen in the ice, and Then Captain Marvel comes down, because he called her, and she's like, what's the mission? What's the fight? Where's the fight? I'm Captain Marvel, is what she says, And yeah, and I thought overall, it was a really good episode. This has been my favourite of the 3 so far, in fact.
It was very good. I enjoyed it a lot.
It's also had the biggest, cast, They've had Samuel L. Jackson, Michael Douglas, Jeremy Renner, Mark Ruffalo, Tom Hiddleston, they had some big boys in this one, you know? And yeah, and I don't know what the next episode's going to be, but I've heard it's going to be Doctor Strange versus an evil Doctor Strange, which could be fun. But yeah, overall, this was a really fucking good episode. That's what I can say. And I also think I mean, it's weird because, maybe it's just I'm getting used to it, but I also feel like the animation's improving.
I don't know about that. But
maybe I'm just getting used to it.
I'd say it's been pretty consistent. But I like the animation. I think the animation is good. At first I was kind of like, this is very 3D, but no, it's cool. I think it's nice. It's really cool. It's a really cool animation style.
Alright, calm down. You need to go on.
Why don't you just kiss the animation style?
Yeah, why don't you marry it and fuck its mum?
Marry the animation style.
Yeah, it was good, but that is not the only Marvel thing that's come out recently. And yeah, this is when we can get into it, because this is the big boy of the thing. We could actually go on for a while about this based on how much there is to talk about, The Spider-Man No Way Home teaser trailer. Now, since our last I don't know if you remember this, Hector, but when we recorded our last podcast, episode 6, that night, 3 a.m,
that very night,
we were awake, and then I see on Twitter that apparently the trailer was leaked online. And my first thought was, there's no way this can be real. There's no way anyone... Because when I saw the video... And, I mean, we did watch it, but when I saw, the thumbnail of it, when I just saw what the video looked like, I was like, I think it's probably recorded this way because it is fake and they want it to look really shit so that no one can, call them out, They probably reuse shots or whatever. Then I played it, and I think I got 15 seconds in, because I know my Marvel movies. I got 15 seconds in, and with all the shots and all the new voiceover, I was like, holy fucking shit. This is stuff that has never been seen before. This is legit. And at that point, I was already 10 seconds in. I debated to myself. I was like, well, fuck. I didn't pause it, but in my head over the course of 2 seconds, I just had this really quick conversation where I was like, do I continue? Should I watch this? I think I have to. And here's the reason I have to. And because, we did watch it. There was 2 reasons. One, I knew without a shadow of a doubt it was going to be spoiled for me anyway. As soon as that leaked, I knew that I was going to hear what was ever going to be in that trailer anyway. Yeah. But 2, because with normal movies, with most movies, I don't really, I won't go out of my way to watch a trailer. This is an incredibly special case. Because of these rumours that Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire are back. Because here's the thing, alright? Imagine if you truly believed that Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield were coming back. Imagine if you thought 100% they were. You go into that movie and we will talk about it more, and if you don't want spoilers, I'd say click off absolutely right now. A movie where their previous villains are coming back. The Green Goblin, Doc Ock, fucking Electro, all played by the same actors. They go into that movie, and if those 2 previous Spider-Men don't appear, it doesn't matter how good the movie is, it's going to completely warp how you've just watched it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I needed to watch it. I was like, I need some form of evidence that this is a possibility, because you can't do that. You can't bait an audience in like that and not deliver on something as big as Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield.
Tobey Maguire, the original, the OG, the nostalgia. The nostalgia. So many people are going to feel nostalgia when they see Tobey Maguire as Spider-Man back on the big screen, just like the old days. It's going to be amazing.
Should we let's go. So we both watched the trailer. We both watched the leak, but then it came out 24 hours later anyway. And again, I was up at 3, so I watched it as soon as it came out. And man, here's the thing. The trailer that leaked... Alright, It's the exact same. Like, it's the exact, like, man, I cannot believe they let that leak happen. Like, how did that happen? A day before it came out properly.
Someone got fired immediately.
Yeah, man. Someone got blacklisted from the industry. 100%.
Yeah. That would suck. Your whole career destroyed from that. But, I mean, your own fault, really, for leaking something like that. Or what if they did it
No, that's not what happened.
To build up more hype.
She wasn't the one who leaked it. She sent it to a friend who sent it to a friend who sent it to a friend who leaked it.
Yeah, but how do we know that that's real? How do we know that that's just not a ploy that she's been told to tell everyone? What if she was instructed by, like, you know, the directors or the producers to quote unquote leak it?
You mean if it's a Sony? Oh, it could easily be a Sony ploy, 100%.
Like
I just mean like
they did it to generate shit tons of hype. You know, people are like, oh, there's a leak out. You know, it spreads the word. Everyone's like tweeting about it. Oh, there's a leak out. It's getting the fans hyped up. You know, I feel like that would be a really clever ploy to do to get everyone like hyped.
You're right, and it is entirely possible, 100%. There is one thing though. Yeah, there is one. I mean, apart from the CGI, which was unfinished, which means this trailer was probably like... Because I couldn't have done all of that in a day, so that must have been a leaked... That leaked trailer must have been filmed, like...
A while ago.
A few months ago, you know? With the CGI to be that unfinished. Yeah. But there is one noticeable shot. So there is a lot of rumours that Matthew Murdock, Daredevil himself, Charlie Cox, is in this movie. And there's even more rumours because there is an interrogation scene in this trailer where you see a man in a white shirt and a tie. Now, it's too vague to see if he's wearing glasses or anything. But there's a specific scene where he slams his desk. He slams files on the desk that everyone's like, that's a classic Matt Murdock move, you know? And it is. He loves doing that. He's a dramatic boy. But someone on Twitter noticed, comparing it to the original, you know, the leaked version, that shot specifically has cropped his face out a lot more in the high definition version. You know? Like, you can't see his face at all in the high def version, but in the leaked one, you actually could. You could see a little bit of it. And obviously that's incredibly low quality, so there's no way of knowing from that. But that raises even more...
Why would they do that?
Yeah, I know, right? Oh, man. If he comes in, I'm going to be... Look, Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield is a whole other circus, but if he comes in, believe me, I will be fucking squirming. Like, I'll be so excited. But yeah, the trailer reveals that he's going to go to Doctor Strange, and he's going to convince him to do a spell that's going to make everyone forget who he... You know, that he's Peter... That Peter Parker is Spider-Man. However, he doesn't really think about it, and he realises, oh wait, there's actually a whole bunch of people that I don't want to forget I'm Spider-Man because I love them dearly. But, because he's speaking out loud. And here's the thing, so how did you interpret that scene? You know, that little bit in the trailer where he's talking and it fucks up the spell.
See, for me, I kind of thought, this is kind of strange. Surely, like, they would have gone through this before if it was that easy to fuck up by just talking in the middle of the spell. But, so that was the only part that was a bit like, But, I mean, yeah, I don't know. I wasn't really sure.
But you did interpret it as, like, it was talking specifically that did it.
Yeah.
See, yeah, I interpreted the same, but I found out that a lot of people aren't seeing it like that. They're seeing it as his talking simply distracted Strange, and he screwed up the spell, like, on his own. That's not how I saw it at all. I saw it as Peter directly, by speaking constantly, was screwing up the spell. I'm glad you see it the same way, you know? Yeah. But yeah, so the spell, essentially, it seems like from the brief montage we get, because we see some things that are like... Some of the visuals during that little bit are like directly from Loki. During the specific scene where the multiverse breaks open. So yeah, so clearly that spell and getting it wrong somehow did something to the multiverse, which was obvious, but, you know, it's nice to see that. And if it wasn't obvious enough, Strange does do a little monologue about the multiverse in this. Then we get a little montage, you know, at the end of the trailer, and in this montage, there's some really cool shit, you know, the city's collapsing on itself. To me, it looks like Spider-Man is like... It looks like he's being chased by Doctor Strange. I actually think we're going to get a Spider-Man and Doctor Strange, like, fight in this movie.
Oh, you think so?
I do. Like, that train... You know the bit where they're on the train and he makes a load of trains?
Actually.
Like, I think we're going to get, like, an actual fight in between them. And my theory on that is if the spell does go wrong and the spell was about, forgetting that Peter Parker is Spider-Man, he, Strange might also forget. But we don't know how wrong the spell gets, so maybe, it's like he doesn't exist in this world. And he sees him as, like, a threat and tries to, like, fight him, But I do think we will get a fight scene between the two of them in this.
Yeah. And by the sounds of it, there's going to be a lot of other very awesome fight scenes involved.
It does, because this is seemingly not only a Spider-Verse movie, it's a multiversal Sinister Six movie, because in this trailer alone, we get a few big hints. The biggest one is at the end of the trailer, because we might as well bring it up, because this is, probably the most viral shot from this entire trailer. Alfred Molina's Spider-Man saying, "Hello, Peter." And he's gorgeous, man. It's gorgeous. And his fucking octopus arms. And, man, yeah. Because is like...
the same actor. I'm so happy they managed to get those
He's
actors.
The same actor. They've de-aged him back to how he would look around the time.
It's awesome.
Alright, this is how good it is, alright? Because for me, as someone who grew up with Spider-Man 2, like, I consider his portrayal of Doc Ock in that movie as iconic in the world of, like, comic book movies as Heath Ledger's Joker.
Yeah.
Like, he's iconic. He is one of the best comic book movie villains of all time.
Yeah.
And he is back, man. But not only is he back, so yeah, he's the main one because he's the only one we see, and he actually has that voiced line of, saying "Hello, Peter."
Yeah.
Which is getting a lot of people thinking. A lot of people think that they've edited the trailer, and that's a misdirection, and he is speaking directly to Tobey Maguire. Because a lot of people are like, how would he know that's Peter Parker? Here's the thing, no, I think that's dumb because that's what the plot of the movie is about. Everyone knows that Peter Parker is Spider-Man. Everyone knows that he is Peter Parker. It's all over the note. Like, I think that's actually, like, if that's what they do, I think that'd be a really easy way of figuring that out. Like, that's the plot of the movie. Everyone knows who he is. Like, maybe he just saw the news,
Yeah, maybe it could just be that, he sees Spider-Man suited up as Spider-Man and he just knows that Spider-Man is Peter Parker, so he just says, "Hello, Peter."
Yeah, like, he sees it on the news. He's just like, I know Peter Parker's Spider-Man. Apparently this kid is Peter Parker. Oh, look, there he is. Like, I think that's a really easy one, in my opinion. But, yeah, apart from him, we get a few teasers. Now, this one isn't even really a tease. It's just, like, but I can't believe that, like, I can't believe this was in the trailer. The Goblin Bomb. The Pumpkin Bomb from the Raimi trilogy, as well as the Goblin's laugh. Now that laugh, I mean, I've watched Spider-Man a lot. It very much sounds like Willem Dafoe's laugh. However, I mean, I don't know if he's actually been officially confirmed. He is on the Wikipedia page, but I don't know if he's been, like, officially, unless Kevin Feige says it, you essentially shouldn't really trust that much, However, I very much do think that, I think we're getting Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin coming back too. Especially,
isn't Willem Dafoe, like, old now?
No. Well, yeah, but he was also, like, he's still very much capable of doing this, trust me. Willem Dafoe is amazing.
He is.
Like, yeah, trust me, he can still bring it. So those are the two Raimi villains that are apparently coming back. Actually, no, I tell a lie. There is also a third one, and the third one is because there is a scene in this trailer, or a specific shot, where you get a bolt of yellow lightning trying to attack Peter, and then a giant mound of sand jumps up and deflects it. There were two ways of taking this shot, in my opinion. The first is that it's not like trying to protect Peter. It's simply that the lightning strikes the ground and causes it to react. The second is that lump of ground is fucking Sandman. And if it's Sandman, then it's probably the Sandman from Spider-Man 3, played by, I think his name is Thomas Christian Hayden or something like that.
Do you think they'd get that guy?
Yeah, I think they could get it. He's not exactly he's not an A-lister or anything. Like, he's probably free,
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I reckon they got him. Because, I mean, that mound of dirt, I mean, he's definitely been that big before. We saw it in Spider-Man 3,
it's true.
like...
Yeah, no, he was very big.
And as for that bolt of lightning, that can only suggest Electro. And that one's not really a suggestion. We 100% know he's back, because as soon as he was cast, And this is actually what started the Spider... Because you know what actually started the Spider-Verse rumours? It was Jamie Foxx. Because when he was cast as Electro, he announced it on Instagram. But the picture he announced it with was like a fan-made drawing of the 3 Spider-Men facing his Electro. And then, within like an hour or two, he very quickly deleted it. And that's what first got the rumours spiralling that maybe it could be a Spider-Verse movie. But he's going to be back, yeah. So Jamie Foxx is going to be back. Unlike in the Amazing Spider-Man 1, he isn't going to be blue. That specifically suggests to me that this could be not that specific Electro. This could be a variant, like a different version of that Electro, you know? Because that's what they're called in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Loki establishes that, so other versions from other universes, they're called variants.
Yeah.
You know, like COVID.
Like COVID, yeah.
Like COVID, you know. But yeah, so I mean, it's possible that all of them in this movie are variants. I hope not. I don't think so, because Alfred Molina in an interview, and Kevin Feige was apparently very angry about this. He specifically said in an interview that, like, the reason he's de-aged is because he picks up, like, right where he left off from Spider-Man 2. Which does suggest that it is the same character, you know, if he's saying that it picks off right from the end of that movie, you know. But yeah, I don't know, technically it's impossible to know. So that's 4 of the Sinister Six. We then have the last 2. Now, one of them just isn't revealed in this movie, like in this trailer even. Like we have no idea who the last one could be. Some of the main possibilities are that it's one of the already established MCU villains, such as Mysterio if he's still alive, or the Vulture, or maybe the Scorpion, who isn't established yet but has been like hinted at, you know?
Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool. It could be, if it was going to be another villain from one of these movies, it would have to be the Rhino. That's the only one it could be.
The Rhino?
Yeah. Have you seen The Amazing Spider-Man 2? The Rhino was in that.
Was he?
Yeah. And yeah, he was cool. He wasn't in it much, but he was cool. But the last one, he's very hard to see, but there's a single shot in the movie, it's like 2 seconds, of Peter in a dark hallway and something like lunges out at him. Now, a lot of people think that thing looks like Venom. They are wrong. It's 100% not Venom. There's no way they're going to put Venom in this movie when Venom is just going to have his own movie very soon coming out. You know, Venom 2. There's no way it's Venom. What I think it is the Lizard from the Amazing Spider-Man's like first movie. Which I'm very excited for. Actually, that Lizard, don't get me wrong, he didn't look the best. The visual effects were great. It was his face specifically. But he was still like, you know, he was played really well by Rhys Ifans, I'm pretty sure his name is. He's Welsh, so it could be pronounced different. But, you know, he was played really well, and I love the Lizard as a comic book character, you know. And if it is a variant of him, if that is how they're doing it, then they could give him, like, the full Lizard snout, you know, and fix his face. But yeah, I think that's going to be the 6 villains, you know, Green Goblin, Doc Ock, Electro, Sandman, Lizard, and the Rhino.
Man, it is going to pop off.
It's going to, yeah.
Yeah. If you're going to watch this in the cinema, you want to go to one of the first viewings, you know, where all the real diehard fans are going to be, and that's where it's going to be intense, you know.
You also want to go wearing a diaper because you're going to shit and piss and cum
all at the same time. There's going to be fucking Tobey Maguire. Andrew, as soon as Tobey Maguire's face shows up on that screen, I'm going to lose it. I'm going to be like, oh hell yeah.
Also, so there are some rumours circling around that, because we will get a second trailer, and it's probably going to drop around November. But with all these leaks that have happened, and it's not just the trailer that's leaked, there's actually been a lot of stuff that's been like allegedly leaked. Like there are some pictures of Alfred Molina, Jamie Foxx, and Willem Dafoe that people are claiming are pictures of them in character, you know, for the movie. I've not seen where they got them from. So, like, I don't know whether or not to believe it. I don't believe it, to be honest. A lot of things could be fakes, but it could easily be true.
I really hope people don't continue to, like, leak loads of shit and just spoil loads of shit, you know? Yeah,
me too. I mean, it sucks, but like, as soon as it's out there, it could easily, like, just, you know, people just love talking about it. You know, like, when the trailer leaked, there's no way of avoiding it when it's trending on Twitter all day, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, so... There was those leaks. There's also apparently...
There can't be that many leaks though, because like people will actually get fired, and when like you've got the risk of like losing your job and your career, you're not actually going to leak shit, are you?
Well, the last leak was a set picture of what appears to be Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire on like a scaffolding set. The reason why this one could easily be fake is because of how low quality it is. Like, it looks like shit. This is a 2021 film. How does it look that bad? It looks like it was done in fucking 2001. It looks like it was taken straight from Spider-Man 1 set. It looks fucking awful. But it could be true.
Photoshopped it together.
Yeah,
that's the issue with any images. I wouldn't trust very many images, because these days you can Photoshop just about fucking anything. So, I don't know, yeah. Even with videos, with like the deepfake stuff, you know.
Actually, talking of Spider-Man, how many of the movies have you even seen? You haven't seen all of them. Don't want to go through them?
Yeah, go through them.
So we have, obviously, the OGs, Spider-Man 1.
Of course.
Yeah. Spider-Man 2.
Yep.
Yeah. Spider-Man 3.
Yep.
Alright, then we've got the middle children, you know, the reboot. The Amazing Spider-Man.
That's the one with Andrew Garfield, right?
It is.
The Amazing
And the Lizard.
Spider-Man. Yeah, I've seen that one.
Yep. The Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Oh yeah, I have seen that one.
Yeah, with Electro and Green Goblin and the Rhino.
Yeah.
I suppose we've got to count Civil War in there, then. Yeah, Civil War.
Civil War. Yeah, I think I have seen that. Yeah, I've seen that.
Then it's Spider-Man Homecoming?
That's the animated one, right?
No. Spider-Man Homecoming is the first, like, solo Tom Holland movie.
Oh, yes.
With the Vulture.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, obviously you've seen Infinity War and Endgame.
Yeah.
Have you seen Far From Home?
I don't think so.
And yeah, you haven't seen Spider-Verse?
No.
Oh. That's fair, you've seen a good amount.
I don't think I've seen the one with Vulture in, actually.
That's Homecoming, then?
No, I don't think I've seen that one.
Okay, no, you've seen a fair amount of them still, then. That's fair. How would you rank them?
How would I rank them?
Yeah, let's talk about that. What would you... From the ones you've seen, at least. You could take a minute and make a list if you want. Have you done so? Have you made a list?
In my head, yeah.
Alright, then, well, okay, let's talk about it.
Okay, I think my favourite one is probably Spider-Man 2.
Yeah, I mean, that's very fair. Let's go from the bottom, though.
From the bottom, my least favourite. Probably the one with Electro.
Yeah, that's mine too, The Amazing Spider-Man 2. It's just, like, fundamentally not a great movie.
Yeah.
You know, it's just not that good.
Yeah,
it's not Andrew Garfield's fault at all.
No, not Andrew Garfield's fault, no. But, yeah, no, that was probably at the bottom of the pile for me. That was the least memorable, least exciting.
Yeah. Above that?
Next one, probably the one with the lizard.
See, I'm going to go with Spider-Man 3 for my next one. I prefer The Amazing Spider-Man to Spider-Man 3, I think. Spider-Man 3 is more fun, but I think The Amazing Spider-Man is a better movie. But not by much. Like, I've given them both a 6.
See, I would rank I'd rank Spider-Man 3 higher, simply because of the nostalgia factor.
Yeah, but you can't let that, you know, take you over. You can't let that influence you.
Yeah,
you know?
That's true, but it does play a big part for me, Spider-Man 3, yeah. And then, the next one up, Spider-Man 3.
Yeah, for me, the next one up would be... actually, no, the next one up for me would be Spider-Man Homecoming, which you haven't watched.
No, I haven't seen that.
It's a fine movie, it's just... It's really, like, filler, you know? Not much happens.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I can really say about it. But it's still fun, but yeah, filler for me. And then I would do The Amazing Spider-Man. So yeah, what's above that? Which
one was the one where they're like going on like a road trip?
So that's Far From Home, and it's not really a road trip. It's like they're on a school holiday around the world.
Yeah, that's it. Probably put that one next.
I would also put that one next. Yeah, I think it's fine. Like the Mysterio stuff is pretty fucking great, actually. Especially that fight scene, like the iconic one, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know. There were some real plot conveniences in it. Peter specifically seems like a real dumbo throughout the entire film. And and it's again like Homecoming. It has this problem bigger, but considering he's dead, it's more prevalent. It relies too much on Tony. Just let Peter have his own movie for once. That's why I'm happy about this one. This one doesn't seem like it's going to have anything to do with Tony. Like, it's going to be Peter, and Peter, you know.
There's going to be so much Peter Parker.
The three Petes, you know.
Yeah.
So how about after that then? So I'd agree with you there. No, I'd put that.
And then after that, isn't the next one then my best?
So after that, there'd be Spider-Man 1 and 2 still.
Oh.
And
Spider-Man 1 and then Spider-Man 2. Spider-Man 2 being the best.
I'd agree with you, except I would have to put Spider-Verse above Spider-Man 2. Now, Spider-Man 2 is my favourite superhero movie. I love it, but nah, Spider-Verse is as a representation of what Spider-Man is. You can't beat it. It's the best. It is the ultimate Spider-Man movie.
Well, I haven't seen it, so I cannot comment. But for me, Spider-Man 2, it's just amazing, isn't it? So memorable.
Oh man,
watched it so many times.
That's the thing. It holds up so fucking well. Not just in CGI, but just the story. You know, the characters. I don't know when it's going to go out of date, but it hasn't yet. It's still so fucking relevant.
When was the last time you watched it?
The last time I watched it would have been last year, because I did a little marathon. But I'm going to watch it again as the new one comes out. I'm going to watch them all.
Yeah.
We should watch them all. We should
definitely do that, actually. Yeah, we should definitely do that, yeah.
Let's watch them all. Fuck it.
And then I can watch the ones that I haven't seen, to be fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna, because it comes out December 17th, so I'll figure it out, and then we can plan when we're gonna watch them all.
Yeah.
You know, you have seen enough Spider-Man movies for me, young Hector, to want to test your knowledge.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Hector, are you ready?
I'm ready.
A quiz.
Oh, baby, ding, 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 it's quiz time.
It is. Now, we've tried to do this before. We did it in a lost episode. It was a Doctor Who quiz, and it went incredibly well. But, again, it was lost. So, this time, we have a Spider-Man quiz. Now, this isn't just about the movies, but I still think, you've got a good chance. Now, it'll be the same rules as last time, which the audience won't know, but if he gets less than half of them correct, then the podcast is over, and we never do another one.
Hang on, one question. Are there any questions relating to comics or the animated series?
None for the animated series, some for the comics, but then they're easy ones.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, general ones. But yeah, are you ready? It's a 10-question quiz, and you've got to get over 5, or we'll never do this again. Mm-hmm. And if you get all of them right, then you actually get to be you get to be the main host. Every episode from now after this, I'll be just a guest.
Oh my god, that's not... Yeah. The stakes are high.
They are, but it actually works for me because every episode can have featuring Bradley and I could be the centre of attention.
However, if you have any questions from Spider-Verse, then that's not going to...
I have none. I knew you hadn't seen that one, so I...
Really? Okay, then let's do this.
Alright. Question 1. What is Spider-Man's real name as established in the very first issue of the Amazing Spider-Man comic? Alright. Is it A, Peter Piper, B, Peter Parker, C, Peter Palmer, or D, Dick Thunder?
Peter Parker.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
You are incorrect, sir. It's actually Peter Palmer, would you believe it or not?
What?
So, I've sent you the proof. In the very first issue 1, there was a complete misprint for the general, production of it, that called him Peter Palmer. And then for every issue after, from 2 following, he was Peter Parker. And the weirdest thing is, he was Peter Parker in his very first appearance in Amazing Fantasy. It's only this specific issue that he's Peter Palmer. But it was the first.
Wow.
That was a nasty question, but I got you, didn't I? You definitely you're not getting 10 now, are you? Huh?
Well, that's totally. How is anyone ever gonna get that?
Hey man, it's actually
How
quite
does-
well
how does-
known piece of
actually-
Spider-Man
actually,
trivia.
How is that fair? Because actually, it was a misprint, so technically, it wasn't.
No, but that's the thing. It is a
officially.
misprint, but it's a really famous misprint that they never corrected. Like, if you were to buy issue 1 today, it would still be Peter Palmer. So yeah, and it is a well-known piece. I'm sorry, but I got yours. Question 2: What city does Spider-Man protect from crime? Is it A, London, B, New York, C, Los Angeles, or D, Paris? Sorry, Paris.
Isn't it New York?
Ding, 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 you're correct. You
Nice.
did it. You got 1.
New York.
New York. Hey, get out of here, is what they like to say.
Get out of here! I'm walking in. Wait,
I'm walking. I'm Christopher walking here.
I'm not
Alright,
sure that one's
question
good.
3. It is. Question 3. What was the first villain Spider-Man fought in the comics? Was it A, the Vulture, B, Dr. Octopus, C, the Chameleon, or D, Kraven the Hunter?
Ooh, one more time.
So the first villain Spider-Man fought in the comics, was it A, the Vulture, B, Dr. Octopus, C, the Chameleon, or D, Kraven the Hunter?
When you say the chameleon, is that the?
The one who could change his face. He was in the animated series.
I feel like it's. Did you say the Sandman?
I did not.
You didn't. Oh.
So the Vulture, Dr. Octopus, the Chameleon, or Kraven the Hunter? I am going to have to rush you here, Hector.
Okay. I don't think it's Dr. Octopus, so I'm just gonna go with chameleon because that's the only other one. Oh no!
You are
wait,
correct,
is it?
Hector.
Oh, okay, right, okay. Okay, really? The chameleon? Okay.
Yeah, it is the Chameleon. Yep.
Nice, okay.
Alright, question 4. Which newspaper did Peter Parker work for in the Raimi trilogy? Is it A, the Daily Planet, B, the Daily Bugle, C, the Sunday Post, or D, the Sunday Screams?
Oof, again.
Is it the Daily Planet, the Daily Bugle, the Sunday Post, or the Sunday Screams?
And is this from the movie or from the comics?
Yeah, from the Raimi trilogy.
Oh, wait, one more time. I know which one it was.
So
I
which
don't remember.
newspaper did Peter Parker work for in the Raimi trilogy?
Yeah.
A, the Daily Planet, B, the Daily Bugle, C, the Sunday Post, or D, the Sunday Screams?
Daily Bugle.
You're correct. You got 3 so far. You're doing
Nice.
it. Alright, this one should be an easy one for you. This one. Question 5. How did Peter Parker get his powers? A, he drank a special potion. B, he was bitten by a radioactive spider. C, he was struck by lightning. Or D, he ate an entire jar of smaller Spider-Men.
I think it has to be the last one. No. He was bitten by a spider. Bitten by a radioactive spider. Or bitten by whatever kind of spider.
You did it.
Yeah.
You did it. Alright,
Did it.
question
It's probably
6.
the easiest question of the whole question. The whole quiz.
Hey, honestly, I even though I made it up, I started to think it could be that he ate an entire jar of smaller Spider-Men, which I picture as like a jar of like 1,000 tiny little Spider-Men that have been shrunk down, and he just chews on them and gains their powers. You know.
Yeah.
Question 6, and this one might be a hard one for you, to be fair. Question 6: Which was the Spider-Man film released in 2017? So which of these films came out in 2017? Was it A, Spider-Man Homecoming, B, The Amazing Spider-Man 2, C, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, or D, Spider-Man and the Nightmare of the Naughty Nannies?
2017, so it's got to be one of the new ones. So wait, go through them again?
Is it Spider-Man
Wait,
Homecoming?
Homecoming, yeah. Wait, no, go through the other ones.
Is it A, Spider-Man Homecoming? Is it B, The Amazing Spider-Man 2? Is it C, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse? Or is it D, Spider-Man and the Nightmare of the Naughty Nannies?
What the fuck? Oh, that's not a real one. Wait, it was Into the Spider-Verse, and what was the other one that wasn't old?
The Amazing Spider-Man 2 and Spider-Man Homecoming.
Spider-Man Homecoming and Amazing... Wait, go through
Spider-Man
one more time. Go through all
Spider-Man
of them.
Homecoming, The Amazing Spider-Man 2, and Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
When
And
was
Spider-Man and the Nightmare of the
Spider-Verse?
Naughty Nannies.
I feel like it's either Spider-Verse or Homecoming.
I'm gonna need one answer.
I think Spider-Verse is really new though, so I'm going to go with the other one.
I'm gonna need you to speak the answer, I'm afraid.
I think it was the first one, Homecoming.
You're correct! You got 5! You did it! The
That means
podcast won't be
isn't
cancelled
getting
now.
deleted. Oh my god, that's amazing.
Well,
Wait, I'm
no.
right though. The Spider-Verse is like
Yeah.
the really new one.
Well, it's new. It's new enough. It was the end of 2018.
Oh, that's not as new as I thought. Okay, never mind. But still newer.
It's not as new, but it's still newer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Question 7. What is Peter Parker's favourite hobby? Is it A, web design? It could be though.
That's what I
B,
do.
stamp collecting. C, photography. Or D, serial killing.
Photography.
You're correct.
Yes.
You got 6. Alright, question 8. And this one, honestly, this was my favourite one to write out, and please let me go through all of them, alright? And listen to them, alright, because this is important.
Okay.
What words of wisdom did Peter Parker's uncle give him? Is it A, with great power comes great responsibility? Is it B, with great potential comes great accountability? Is it C, with a great shower comes great enjoyability? Or is it D, never drop the soap if you end up in jail?
I wonder. What do you guys think it is?
Yeah, come on, viewers. Type in the comments below which one you think it could be.
It's A. It's A.
You're correct.
Actually, no, it's D.
Is that your final answer?
No.
Can we quickly appreciate the other two though?
Yeah, that's good.
With great potential comes great accountability, and with a great shower comes great enjoyability. I enjoyed those. Alright, 9. What inspired Stan Lee to create Spider-Man? Is it A, he saw a fly climbing up a wall? Is it B, he dreamed he met a crime fighter called Man Spider? Is it C, he had a pet spider he called Peter? Or is it D, he was Spider-Man in real life and it's an autobiography?
Oh my god, it's the dream.
So B,
Yeah.
is that your final answer?
Yeah.
That's incorrect, Hector!
It's the fly.
It's the fly!
You fucking kidding me?
I know, even though it's a fly, he was still inspired about Spider-Man.
That's fucking
I know.
cringe.
Alright, Hector, do you remember on the last quiz that would never get revealed, sorry, there was a photo round. We have another photo round.
Ah.
So for the viewers at home, you can Google what this person, this thing looks like once I've revealed the name. But Hector, I've sent you the picture now.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you 4 names. I want you to tell me which one it is. Alright?
Ooh.
So, is it A, the Metal Menace, B, the Living Brain, C, Professor Gizmo, or D, Big Scary Robot Boy?
Well, the what menace?
The Metal Menace.
Professor Gizmo?
Is that your final answer? Do you want me to read them out again?
Yeah, go for it.
Alright, so is it A, the Metal Menace, B, the Living Brain, C, Professor Gizmo, or D, Big Scary Robot Boy?
I'm gonna go with C.
You are incorrect. It is the
A?
Living Brain.
What's the living brain? What?
It's the Living Brain, yeah.
But all brains are living.
I know, but this one's extra living.
Oh my god. Well, you got me. What did I get? 7 out of 10?
You got 7 out of 10. That's a good grade, you know?
That's pretty good, yeah. That's not bad.
That's over a pass, in my opinion. You did very well.
Oh, thank you.
Well done.
You did it. You saved the podcast.
You did. You really did it.
Did it. And one of these days, I'm going to be the one to give you a quiz.
I'd love you to. Quiz me on anything. I know so much.
Your infinite wisdom.
I have so much knowledge in this brain of mine. It
In this
scares me,
living brain of
Hector.
yours. He has nightmares
It
every
scares
night.
me.
He just replays infinite quizzes for himself all day, every day, because he knows everything.
I do. I really, really do. There are a few other topics we could talk about. How much longer do you want to record?
Probably not too much longer, because I have to be up in the morning to go to Wales.
Alright, this could be the last topic then.
Okay.
There's that Elon Musk news that he has unveiled a new fucking robot guy. Like a humanoid robot.
Yes, I
slave
have
thing.
seen this, yes.
And it's called like the Teslabot, I think. Like, man, Elon, what are you doing? Don't do that. Why are you doing that, Elon? Stop doing that. Stop it. Like, that's not... Hang on a minute. Nah, never mind. I just googled it. Apparently, it's a late April Fool's joke. Elon, come on, man. It's August. What's that shit, man?
Is it a late
Fucking
April
Elon.
Fool's joke?
As soon as you Google it, there's an article that says that. But now I don't know. Now I don't know what I believe. Nothing could be real.
It doesn't say anything about it being a late April Fool's joke.
No, I just Googled it. What do you find about it?
Oh, that is obviously a man in a suit. That's not a robot.
Then it
Okay,
could
yeah,
be,
this has to be a joke, yeah. This has
God
to be
damn it, Elon. You know what? You got us excited there. I mean, terrified, but excited. And then you go and rip it away from us like that? Like, damn it, Elon. Man. You know what, though? Good, because that sounded terrifying. Imagine having that walking through your house.
Yeah.
Can I help you, sir? No, you can't. Get away from me. Terrible.
Is it real? I don't know now. I'm really confused. Is it real? I have no idea if it's real or not. I'm really confused. Well, I guess we'll find out next year when they supposedly release it. Well,
Right. You started eating because you don't care anymore.
just want to finish eating.
Well, he's eating now, and I'm not going to edit this, so you'll all know that he's eating.
Oh,
Thank you for
no.
listening. We hope you enjoyed this episode. And so, sorry if this is like a slower one, but yeah, this is our home one because Hector's got a big trip tomorrow, and next episode will be in person. He can tell us all about it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'll bring. Well, I won't be able to bring the microphone, but I'll bring my headset with me while we go on holiday. I'm going to Wales, and then we can do the podcast from my headset.
Okay, how long are you going for?
I think like a week.
Okay, then yeah, we have to do that then. Alright,
Yeah.
sweet.
Yeah.
Alright, well, thank you for listening, and goodbye.
We will see you all next time. We're going to see you. We'll hear you.
Well, I'll see you. I can see all of you at all times.
God.
It's true, yeah. I'm a pretty big deal.